Now, since her introduction during the overhaul arc, which is currently going on in season 4 of the anime and looking beautiful by the way, Eri has become a fan favorite, and rightfully so. Her pureness makes it hard not to smile whenever she makes a cameo, and her design is just perfect. It's unfortunate that at such a young age she's had to be exposed to and experience so much darkness. Unfortunately, this trend is about to continue. Let's talk about it. In the most recent chapters of the manga, 253 and 254, we were formally introduced to Shirakumo. And I say formally because he's been mentioned by President Mike earlier in the story, at the time being compared to Shinso, and in much more detail recently in the Vigilante spin-off manga where we were given his full backstory. Shirakumo now though is Kurogiri, a villain who was first introduced alongside Shigaraki during the USJ incident, and also occupied the role of second in command for the League of Villains before his arrest. Not only was he second in command, but he was also really the carekeeper of Shigaraki. Until now, we've all been under the impression that Shigaraki was simply a villain like any other we've seen in the story, but now we know this isn't true. Kurogiri is a Nomu, with the corpse of Shirakumo as the base for it. Shirakumo's quirk Cloud allows him to generate clouds, which he uses for a variety of purposes including moving through the sky. Kurogiri's quirk Warp Gate, on the other hand, generates a dark fog that he can use to teleport to specific locations. A standout funny moment from the Vigilante manga that could be seen as a slight foreshadowing was when a naked Shirakumo uses Cloud to hide his private areas from the rest of the class, a little comparable to how Kurogiri's body is made up of his fog, so maybe some foreshadowing here, but mostly just silly. Anyway, from how chapter 254 ended, it seems that Izawa's plea to Shirakumo will land and show that he is still somewhere inside of Kurogiri. While the My Hero Academia story has gotten darker over the last few arcs, I find it hard to believe that we've been given so much on Shirakumo to see him not return in some shape or another. Horikoshi has surprised us before with tragedies in this story, so I won't say it's impossible Shirakumo won't return, but I think and hope he will. There are a couple of reasons why I believe Eri is about to come into the story again within the next few chapters. The biggest reason being that at the end of chapter 245, we were given a glimpse of what's to come in the story. On the page, we can see a panel of Gran Torino and Tsukauchi, followed by a solo shot of Kurogiri imprisoned in Tartarus, and below that one, Eri, in what seems like the observation room with Yamada and Izawa sensei, with her quirk active. Rewind, put simply from what we understand right now, allows Eri to reverse an individual's body back to a previous state. It's pretty straightforward and clear how this is relevant right now. The only question is if she'll be able to control it and how it'll all go down. Her quirk doesn't work on things, only on people, making it a difficult quirk to train, which is fair enough because the quirk is arguably one of the strongest we've seen in the story up to this point, and everything would become stupidly simple if she could easily activate and control it. I mean, think about it. Rewind all those injuries on Deku, bring All Might's body back to its peak, give my man Mirio back his quirk, or even just get rid of that scar on Endeavor's face. You get the point. A lot of things are possible with Eri's quirk. Thankfully, All For One is in prison right now because you know that man would be foaming at the mouth if he found out about her quirk. Back to the topic though. Outside of her relationship with Deku and Mirio, Izawa is probably the next person Eri is closest to. His quirk Eraser made him the perfect candidate to watch over her, and since her rescue, it seems like he's been a constant figure in her life. While she doesn't owe Yue and her rescuers anything, her story would really go full circle if she ended up becoming the hero of those who once saved her. I'm not even sure my heart can handle seeing that moment. Truthfully though, there are some problems with all of this. I guess you could call them questions. Shirakumo died around the age of 17, and if he were alive today, he would be 31, the same age as Izawa. So if the body of Kurogiri was rewinded back to a state where he was Shirakumo, we would have a 16-year-old boy from 15 years ago. A weird situation. I'm sure if I was Izawa, I'd still want to try this, but logically speaking, the world is different now, and everyone he was friends with is now fully grown. Meanwhile, he would still be a UA student. Assuming Eri is able to actually rewind Kurogiri back to Shirakumo, where would we go from there with him as a character is a big question, but one I'm down to see unfold. There's also the question of what about all the other Nomu, is it possible to rewind them also? And the last one I'll bring up here is what else is the Doctor hiding? In his lab we saw Nomu that ended up being dubbed the high tier Nomu. If they're the high tier Nomu, then what the hell is Kurogiri? Higher tier Nomu? Perfect Nomu? there's something missing. Who else is a Nomu that we don't know about? The doctor definitely has a lot more to reveal to us, and Shigaraki too, because I'm pretty confident he had no idea that Kurogiri too was a Nomu. Time will tell though. That's all I have for you guys on the topic. Hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe for more My Hero Academia content coming soon. Until next time, I am Young Kami J. Have a great day. Goodbye.